Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving right into one of the biggest questions in all of biology. How does life, build itself? It all comes down to teamwork, but on a scale so small you can't even see it. It's the very fabric of life. I mean, really think about that for a second. Every single complex living thing, whether it's a giant tree, an animal, or you, it all starts from just one cell. So, how do you get from that single starting point to something with specialized parts like hearts and leaves and brains? What's the secret sauce? How is that incredible construction project organized? Well, the answer is tissues. This is nature's absolutely brilliant solution. Instead of every single cell trying to do everything at once, which would be chaos, right? They form teams. Groups of similar cells get together, they specialize, they take on one specific job, and they get really good at it. This idea is the first, most crucial step to building anything complex. And this whole thing is built on a clear hierarchy. It's kind of the blueprint for life. The best way to think about it is like building a company. You've got your individual cells, those are the workers on the ground floor. Then they form tissues, those are your specialized teams, like marketing or engineering. Those teams group together to form organs, those are the departments. And finally, all those departments have to work together to create the entire organism, the corporation. And what's holding it all together? Tissues. They are the essential middle managers that make the whole operation work. So it turns out nature really only uses two main strategies to build with tissues. Two master plans. First up, we're going to look at the plant's blueprint. This is a design for life that, stays in one place. Okay, so in the plant world, it all boils down to this fundamental split. On one hand, you've got meristematic tissue. Think of this as the growth zones. These are cells that are just constantly actively dividing. They're the construction crew, always building. On the other hand, you have permanent tissue. These are the specialized workforce. They're mature cells that have basically graduated. They have stopped dividing and have settled into a specific permanent job. And this growth isn't just happening randomly all over the place. No, it's super targeted. You've got apical meristems, which you find right at the tips of roots and shoots, and their job is to push the plant longer, making it taller or its roots deeper. Then you've got lateral meristems, which make the plant wider, increasing its girth, kind of like a tree trunk getting thicker over the years. And finally, there are intercalary meristems, which help things like leaves get bigger. It's this really cool three-pronged strategy for conquering space. So here's the really key idea. It's all about this transition. A growth cell from one of those meristems divides, it matures, and then it differentiates. That's the sciencey word for saying it picks a career. It takes on its final identity, becoming a part of the leaf, or the stem, or a root. It's not a builder anymore. It is now officially part of the building. But, of course, just building the skyscraper isn't enough, is it? You have to keep it running. And if the meristematic tissue is what builds that skyscraper, then the complex permanent tissue, that's the plumbing and wiring that keeps the whole thing operational. And this internal plumbing system is basically made of two main pipelines. First, you have xylem. You can think of this as a one-way street, only going up. Its job is to transport water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. Super simple. Then you have phloem. This is the plant's food delivery service. It transports the sugars made during photosynthesis from the leaves to wherever energy is needed. And its flow is multidirectional. It can go up, down, sideways, wherever the plant is hungered. All right, that's the plant strategy. Now let's pivot to the second major blueprint, the animal's dynamic toolkit. This is a whole different ballgame. Unlike plants, animals are designed for motion and response, and that requires a totally different set of tools, a different set of tissues. And for animals, it pretty much all boils down to just four master types of tissue. That's it. You've got epithelial for covering things, connective for support, muscular for movement, and nervous tissue for control. Just about everything in an animal's body is built from some combination of these four fundamental types. Let's break them down. First up, epithelial tissue. The easiest way to think about this stuff is as the body's smart armor. It's a layer of cells all packed super tightly together. Now, obviously, that's your skin on the outside, but it's also the lining of your mouth, your stomach, all your internal organs and cavities. It's the ultimate barrier between you and the outside world. But here's the thing. It's not just a passive wall. It does so much more. Yes, it protects us from injury and infection, for sure, but it's also responsible for absorbing water and nutrients from our food, and it's what secretes things like hormones and sweat. So it's a really active, super versatile barrier. Okay, so what holds everything together? That would be connective tissue.
This is literally the living framework. It's the glue, the scaffolding. It binds, supports, and protects all the other tissues. And this category is wild because it includes some stuff you might not expect. We're talking bone, cartilage, and get this, even blood is technically a type of connective tissue. Who knew, right?
Next up, we need some power. We need engines. And that's where muscular tissue comes in. Every single movement you make, from walking across the room to just blinking your eyes, it's all powered by these incredible cells that have one main job: to contract. And these engines come in three main varieties. First, you have skeletal muscle. This is the stuff that's attached to your bones, and it's voluntary. You decide to move it. Then you've got the stuff you don't control, which is kind of crucial. That's smooth muscle, which is in the walls of your organs, handling things like digestion. And of course, there's cardiac muscle. That's in your heart, and it's also involuntary, thankfully, just pumping away to keep you alive. So we've got structure, covering, and movement. But how do you coordinate all of that? You need a communications network, and that is nervous tissue. Think of it as the body's high-speed internet. It's made up of nerve cells, or neurons, that transmit electrical signals between your brain, your spinal cord, and the rest of your body. It's the command and control system that lets the whole organism act as one. Okay, let's step back and bring this all together. What have we seen here? We've seen two completely brilliant yet totally different solutions to the exact same problem of building a complex organism. The plant's answer is a rigid structural blueprint built for staying put. The animal's answer is a flexible, dynamic toolkit built for motion. Both get the job done, just in very different ways. And here's what's truly mind-blowing to me. All the incredible, staggering diversity of life you see on this planet, from the tiniest little piece of moss to a giant blue whale, all of it is built using just these two fundamental strategies. Just two basic blueprints are responsible for millions and millions of species. That's amazing. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Tissues are, quite literally, the fabric of life. They're that fundamental organizational layer, the magic ingredient, if you will, that turns a simple clump of cells into something so much more. Into a leaf, into a brain, into a complex living thing. And I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. If tissues really are life's essential middle managers, organizing all those cells to build organs and keep things running smoothly, what happens when that organization breaks down? What happens when that management system fails?